What's up, everybody? It's OC Motor back at you with another one on Chris Got Games, and today I'm sure you're wondering what we're going to be talking about. But before we get started with this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share with friends, comment down below, hit the dislike if you want to. But without further ado, this video today I'm going to be talking about why I'm worried about the future of Nintendo. So everybody knows that Nintendo has the Nintendo Switch. And everybody knows that we are sooner rather than later, Nintendo is going to release a successor to the Nintendo Switch. And it's going to be hybrid. It's going to be the same exact form factor as the Switch. It's just going to be more powerful with the capability of 4K. A lot of people think that Nintendo is going to make the successor to the Switch a dedicated home console. I know Nintendo's not going to do that, because if Nintendo goes away from the hybrid model at this point, then they're done forever. That would be the final sinker of their ship in the home console market, because they're not gonna make anything power wise that's gonna compete with the PS5 and the Series X. And you may come up with a bunch of different reasons why you think the Nintendo Switch was so successful, but the number one reason why the Nintendo Switch is so successful is because it's a hybrid console. You could say, oh, Nintendo Switch is only selling so well because of its great first party titles. That's not true, because half of the good first party titles that are on the Switch are actually ports from the Wii U. So if these first party titles are so great and the reason why the Switch is selling, how come these so-called great first party titles like Breath of the Wild and everything didn't sell the Wii U? The reason why the Nintendo Switch is so successful is because it's a hybrid console. You can dock it or you can take it on the go. That's why it's successful. That's the only reason why it's so successful. And also because it has some of the best, if not the best, first party Nintendo titles on it in the history of Nintendo first party titles. But here's my issue. Now, the reason why I think that the successor to the Switch is not going to sell well, or the reason why I'm afraid that it won't, is because let's look at the Switch's current lineup, okay? Because all of those people that are spouting gibberish out of their mouth saying that third-party titles sell well on the Switch, that's gibberish. It's gibberish, dude. Gibberish. If you look at the top 10 best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch, they're all Nintendo first-party titles, and they're all over 10 million units. No other game company has ever had 10 IPs in one generation sell over 10 million units. Okay? Now you got to think. We got Mario Odyssey, and pretty much every other Mario in the history of Nintendo aside from the handheld stuff on the Switch. We got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. We got, which is pretty much the best Smash Brothers. We got Mario Kart 8, which is getting DLC. And I don't think it's getting any other DLC. We have Breath of the Wild. We have a new Kirby game coming out, which is going to be this gen. We already have Mario Golf. We already have Mario Tennis. We got Splatoon 3 that's coming out this gen. We have confirmed a new Mario Strikers that's coming out this gen. Now we have Nintendo Switch Sports that's coming out this gen. And we also have what a lot of people categorize as the best Animal Crossing ever made on the Nintendo Switch. We also have two of the best Pokemon games ever created on the Nintendo Switch. So if you add up all of these IPs, Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Arceus or Sword and Shield, Legends of Hyrule Age of Calamity, Astral Chain, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Kirby, and all of these first party titles. See, what I think happened is I think Nintendo put too much of their eggs in one basket. I think that Nintendo put too many good games on the Switch, and it's going to end up haunting them come their next console, because I don't see them outdoing Mario Odyssey. I don't see them making a Smash Bros. Better than Smash Ultimate. I don't see them making a better Donkey Kong game. I don't see them making a better Kirby game than the one that they have coming out. I don't see them, doing anything with Switch Sports as far as anything different besides adding other sports to that. I don't see them topping Splatoon 3. Breath of the Wild 2, I just have a weird feeling is not going to be as good as Breath of the Wild 1. And so, and we don't know if they're going to make an Astral Chain. And then they got Xenoblade Chronicles, which is also coming out this year. And Bayonetta 3 might not come out this year. That might be on the Switch successor, but that's not a big enough game on its own to sell 100 million consoles. You got to think it took not only the portability of the Switch, but all of the great first-party Wii U ports. There's nothing left on the Wii U to port. Everything that was great from the Wii U, except for maybe like Wonderful 101, is on the Switch now. So going forward into the next gen, there's nothing else that they can take from the Wii U and put on the next console that's going to push the console. That's why I thought it was a bad idea to bring Super Mario 3D World over, because they already have too many Mario games. Okay? And so the fact that Sakurai is basically like pretty much saying there's no more plans to make another Smash Brothers, which I don't see why there would be. I mean, aside from Crash Bandicoot and like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, I think, they add about 10 more characters and then that's it. They never make another Smash game. The same thing goes with Animal Crossing. I don't see how they're gonna make another Animal Crossing that's gonna be better than the one that they got. And if they do make a Breath of the Wild 2, then I don't see how they're gonna top that. They probably won't. I don't see how they're gonna make a better 2D Donkey Kong than Tropical Freeze. I don't see how they're gonna make a better Mario game than Mario Odyssey. So unfortunately, man, I think this is it. I think the next Nintendo console, and I think the reason why like Nintendo is putting so much into the Switch is telling me something, and I never thought about this, but I'm starting to have a weird suspicion that this might be what's going on. And like, yeah, and like at this point they're not going to be able to make Mario Kart 9, because what are they going to do with Mario Kart 9 that's going to make it better than Mario Kart 8? There's nothing that they can do with it, especially after they add all these tracks and all the DLC. And you basically have every track from every Mario Kart, just like how you have every stage from every Smash Brothers. And what's worrying to me is the fact that Nintendo made Smash Ultimate to the point where they're not going to make another Smash. And they made Mario Kart 8 to the point where they're not going to make another Mario Kart. Kind of in that they put all pretty much, except for Super Mario Galaxy 2, I believe they have every single Mario game that's ever been released home console wise, not handheld, home console wise. Every single Mario game that's ever been released is on the Nintendo Switch. This is the only Nintendo console they've ever done that with. So if you have every Mario game, you got Breath of the Wild. I mean, they could release older Zelda games and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you, I think you're gonna hear it here, man. Unfortunately, I think this is it. I think next gen, man, or not next gen, but this gen, because it's like, even though the Nintendo Switch is still current in the ninth gen, it's still technically an 8th gen console, because that's when it came out. It came out during the 8th gen. So the 8th gen is still alive until the Nintendo Switch is discontinued. Then it'll officially be the end of the 8th gen. So whatever comes after the Switch, I'm telling you guys here now, that is going to be Nintendo's last home console. That's what all of this, like, them packing this many good games into one basket is telling me. Is that whatever comes after the Switch is going to be Nintendo's last console. And basically what they're doing is, without telling you, they're kind of saying, this is our grand finale to all of the Nintendo fans that have supported our consoles and our games over the years. This is our farewell to you guys. Because here's the thing, okay? The Nintendo Switch sold because of 10 first party titles that sold over 10 million copies, and because it's hybrid. Now, the successor to the Switch will be hybrid, be more powerful, but here's the problem. You're not going to have, and I don't care what you say, you're not going to have 10 first party titles on the Switch successor that's going to sell 15 million units. You're just not going to do that. So unless the new Nintendo console that comes out to succeed the Switch gets Call of Duty and Madden and all of these third party titles, and these third party titles sell second to none or second to PlayStation on the Nintendo Switch. If the next Nintendo console doesn't get the third party titles just as quickly and as frequently as the competition, I'm telling you right now, the next Nintendo console will be the last Nintendo console to ever be created. Because there's no way that the successor to the Switch is going to be successful just off of it being a hybrid and just off of first party titles alone. Because like I just said, it's not going to happen. So I don't know. I want to know what your thoughts about it are, but yeah, I think this is it for Nintendo, and I think that's the reason why they're putting all these eggs into the basket and having this many Mario games and having the Wii Sports and having this Animal Crossing and all of that stuff, is because this is it, man. Like, Nintendo has reached their plateau. And they have the Switch, which is the number one selling Nintendo console of all time, and they can ride off into the sunset, man. And I think that's what's going to happen. Now, if the Switch successor comes out and it proves me wrong and it does sell well, then hey, I'm all for it. Then quote me on this video that I was wrong. But I think I have some valid points of why I don't think the next Nintendo console will be successful and why I think it will be their last console. Because they put too many eggs in one basket with their first party titles on the Switch. And they don't have any third party titles. The reason why they don't have any third party titles is, why would you put Madden and Call of Duty on the Switch when Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Zelda, and Pokemon and all of that are selling over 10 million copies? There's a guarantee that Madden and Call of Duty wouldn't even outsell Ring Fit Adventure. So, if you can't outsell a game like Ring Fit Adventure, why would you waste your time porting Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and Madden onto a console that's going to be harder to develop for, because you're going to have to downscale the game to make it run on the Switch? Why would you go through all that time and effort if it's not even going to outsell something like Ring Fit Adventure? And then people wonder why those games aren't on the Switch. Well, that's why. Because developers aren't going to waste their time putting those games on the Switch when it's not going to be worth it. They're not going to sell. So, if Nintendo doesn't have the first party horsepower, which I don't think they're going to have going forward into the next console, they're going to have to get that horsepower from third party. And if they don't get it from third party, then they're done. And that's my opinion. This is it. And just wanted to touch on that. And this is another one on Chris Got Games, OC Motor, signing off on another one. Hope everybody's having a great day. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I hope I get proven wrong, and I hope Nintendo continues to be successful. But I just don't see it, because they have too many eggs in one basket. Peace.